Hello, good evening.
My name is Cecile van Dijk and I'm a student at Breda University of Applied Sciences. I'm a leisure and event student and I wanted to interview you because you work in the leisure industry.
That's right.
Can you tell me a bit more about what you do for work?
Yes, I work at an organization that is called Visit Brabant. Brabant is the region that we live in. And this organization is meant for the marketing activities of this region. And my function is I am part of the management team and I am responsible for the finances, but also for applying for grants. So I have a good overview of all our activities because I have to earn the money for it and have to make the reports to establish that we reach the results that we promised.
Okay, and what kind of responsibilities do you have on just a normal regular work day? Because I can imagine that you have like some goals you want to reach.
Yes, well, there is in a financial year you have in Dutch you call it begroting. I don't know the English term, but you have to make a plan of the income and the costs that you will have. So that's an important document, and you have to, I have to make sure that we have a good overview of all the projects and all the finances that we will receive. And then I have to make this begroting, and it has to go to a board of directors, and they have to approve it. And then it also has to go to the province, and they also have to approve it because they give quite a substantial amount of money. And then during the year, I have to follow all the expenses and make sure that we are in line with the prognosis.
Okay. And do you work with a lot of different people, or do you mostly work by yourself?
No, I work with different people because we have a lot of projects. So all the project leaders, I have to talk to them very regularly to get a good insight into how the projects are evolving and if they are reaching their results and how the budgets of the projects are working out. So if they are over or underspending, that's not how it's meant to go. So I have to check with all of them how their projects are proceeding.
And do you think that in the leisure industry it's important to work together with different people, or do you think that someone can manage it by themselves?
No, our whole organization is built on the vision of networking. So the aims that we have as a collective in Brabant, that is to have a lot of visitors, and you need all the different leisure companies to welcome the visitors and to give them a good experience, so they will tell their friends and so they will recommend it to other people. So it's very important for all the leisure industry to work together when it is concerning the visitors, and also, for example, with Breda University, to develop the knowledge that the whole industry can apply to their daily work.
Okay. And what do you like most about your job? What excites you the most?
About my job, I think I like to obtain results. So I like to see if we have plans, to monitor if we are progressing, and in the end of years, because financial years is always like a milestone, that we can look back and say we achieved what we set out to do. So I like that a lot. And also I like a lot the fact that I am in a position to make plans and take decisions and decide what we are going to do and how we are going to do it. That's also a very nice thing in my position.
I can imagine that that's really nice. Like seeing progress and seeing where you're going.
Yes.
And what do you have some things that you don't like about your job, or that you like less?
The thing that, because I'm always wanting to achieve more and develop further, the thing in my job that I find less rewarding is that you have to look back a lot. I have to make the jaarrekening. That's when you look back over the year, and it takes quite a lot of time to have it according to all the standards and to explain to everybody what happened, and it's always concerning the year that's already been. So that is less focused into the future. So I find that less rewarding.
Okay. Well, how did you get to this position that you have now?
Well, it goes back to when I graduated from university. I applied to a research institute, and I have been doing research for I think maybe 10 years for different sectors and different companies. I really enjoyed that very much, but at one point I thought I want to work at the company that I research for or that I advise for. So in Tilburg there was a company that was before Visit Brabant, that was the one that was working in the leisure sector, and they had a research position. So I applied to that research position at that company, and I worked there I think for 2 years, and then there was reorganization, and the new organization Visit Brabant came into being, and there I applied for a different position, and then I had a different kind of I have a management position now.
Okay.
So that's how I ended up there.
And what did you do before?
I studied cross-cultural psychology. So that's not financial studies at all.
That's something completely different.
Very different, yes. So when I applied for this job, I had to do an assessment in an assessment center, and then they say for some certain functions it needs more a way of thinking and of understanding. And for example, all the finances, I have a lot of people that I manage or employ that do the daily work, and I have to have the big lines and the outlines, and I have to check if it's according to strategy, or so I am managing on a different level than operational finance. So that's
mostly making sure that everything is organized and well put together.
Exactly.
Okay. And why did you make that giant step from
switch?
The giant switch.
Yes. Well, that was because it was an opportunity. I enjoyed doing the research very much, but in a new organization there was no internal research organization. So the new company, we buy the research, the knowledge. So there was no position available on that level. And then they were looking for somebody with analytical skills, and it was a function that was 24 hours in the week. And that is exactly how much I was used to working and I want to work. And this is quite a responsible position, so it was a step up. So I thought, I just had a baby, so I wasn't really looking for this kind of job, but then I thought this is a unique opportunity, so I think I should take this step.
Okay. And do you like the company that you work at?
Yes, very much. I like it because of the working atmosphere, or how we work together, and the fact that we are undertaking and entrepreneurial and are really focused on cooperation, but also really trying to achieve the goals that are important for the industry. So we are not looking for work for our own company if it doesn't contribute to the goals that we achieve. So in the management team, sometimes we talk about it would be good if we don't exist in 5 years' time, if we have empowered everybody enough. So I think that's a nice way of working and of feeling that you are really intrinsically motivated for achieving goals other than staying in your job or keeping your own company.
Yes. I think that's very interesting, actually. You mentioned that the working together with other companies is a very big part. How do you keep those contacts?
Yes, I have a colleague who is the business development manager, and he has a whole, he calls it nurturing program, where we have key stakeholders, and we have they are classified according to importance. So you have some stakeholders, some call them like red stakeholders, and you have to always be in good contact with them, and you always have to level with them what you're doing and your strategy, because if some of these red stakeholders think you are not contributing or doing something that they don't approve of on the high level, not on the operational level.
No,
sometimes if you have a wrong picture, it's too bad, but on the high level, you have to make sure that you're all walking in the same direction. So those, we have the names of those, and we have with each other we talked about who takes care of which stakeholder and who has regular contact, and then for other stakeholders there's a bit less intensive contact, but also real thought about strategy of how to keep them informed and how to have ourselves informed by them, because it has to go both ways.
Both ways, yes, I understand. Well, what kind of advice for the leisure industry would you give me as an upcoming student and worker in the leisure field?
I would think it is good to talk to people to get an understanding of, I think, very broad spectrum of jobs that exist in the leisure industry, to get a feel of what you would like to do, because there is so many different kind of jobs.
Yes,
yes.
That's the thing that they teach us at our study as well. Like the networking part is a very big thing.
Yes.
So that's why I was very interested in how you keep contact with those other companies. Well, how do you know what you have to do, like on a simple day? Well, you go to work, and how do you know where you have to start?
Well, there are some things that I have to do every week. For example, we have to pay the bills, and every month we have to pay the salaries. So some of the work has a very clear structure, and that has internal processes that I have to, every day I have to check invoices that are, we get a lot of invoices that have to be paid, but invoices that are over 1,000 euros, I have to check all of them. So that is one of the things I do every day. I see all the invoices, or I check if we have to send bills to other people, and then I have to check if all of that works. And then, so that's like the regular work. And then there's also each period, like I said, begroting, jaarrekening, or new project plans. So I have to check all of if like our pipeline of work is full enough, and if it's not, I have to talk to people about acquisition. So I know on a higher level, I know what has to be done, and then on a daily basis, I have to prioritize. And so, for example, when there is a need for acquisition, I have to talk to project leaders and people that are outside networking. But if the pipeline is filled, then I know I can do other stuff. So more like internal processes that can always be more efficient. So then I do stuff that is less of a priority, but also important. So you have a matrix that has important and very important and urgent and not urgent. So each day I do what is important and urgent, and then I do what is less important.
That's understandable.
Yes.
And within the company, how do you keep contact? Do you have like group meetings with the most important people, or how do you do that?
Yes, for the management team we have a meeting every week to align all the business, and then with the whole team of everybody. And our company has, like, we have a small core business, and you have quite a lot of people that work in the projects that are called like flexible, and then with all the people that are in the core business and that are in the flexible area around it, but for more than like a few months, each month we have a meeting where we talk with everybody about the important like big projects, or what we are going. For example, this Thursday we have one that's about what we're going to do in 2019. What will be the highlights? So we discussed that in the management team. But then it's important for the whole team to know which accents we place, or what will be highlights or milestones. So then we discuss it with everybody, and that will be once a month. And then all project teams have project meetings. So, and I have meetings with the people that I work with on a regular basis, but we try not to have it like standard on times, but more when there's really something to discuss. Yes, not that we are sitting together and say, okay, what will we discuss?
Yeah, so that it stays effective. Like
yes, exactly. Yes,
understandable. Well, I asked you earlier what was the advice you would give me, but do you have any advice that you have ever gotten that really helped you in your work?
Well, in my work, what really helped me is like, it seems quite minor advice, but for me, I was always striving to do perfect work. So I was a bit very busy always.
A bit of a perfectionist.
Yes, yes. And then it really helps if somebody says and means you don't have to do everything perfect, and you can make mistakes and it will be okay. And if they really mean it and back you up when it happens, then that really helped me to work more efficiently and still achieve good results, actually more results, because you can do a lot more if you don't do everything perfect.
Is it still in your head, like, okay, it's okay?
Yes.
Yes. Does it still help you?
Yes, and it has. The more you grow in your function, the more you need to let go, and the more you need to even manage things that you don't completely understand for the whole detail. You have to trust other people to know about the details and have to give them the outline, and then trust that it will be okay.
Yeah.
So that helped me. That's a general skill.
Yeah, but I do like it that you mentioned it, because I think that there are a lot of people that struggle with those things, like being very perfectionistic, and they always stay in that same mindset.
Exactly, and then you have stress at home, and then you have to learn to let it go and think I did my best, and it will be good enough. And sometimes it won't be, but everybody makes mistakes. Yeah. I have to tell that to myself a lot.
It's okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. I had a lot of my questions already. Are there any other things about your job that you think from, oh wow, this is very, very something I really like about my work, and I really want to.
Well, but I want to share with you how diverse the work at our place is already. I was quite surprised when I joined the team how much you do in the leisure business. So, for example, I have a colleague who is a trade manager, and he talks to the travel trade. So that's the travel agencies, and also we have people that talk to the press. And now you have a lot of influencers like bloggers and vloggers, and they are also always the channels that needs to be fed with the inspiration and the good stories and the images about our region to attract the people. And I was quite surprised what a big business that is, where you have a whole conventions and where all these people work and try to market the region and the diversity of work that is available in that area. And some people really like it and are very good at it. You have to be very outgoing and very a lot of networking skills. So that's one side of it. And then I also have colleagues that are very technical, so they build a website and they maintain it. And I have colleagues that work with the businesses in Brabant to give them courses in hospitality, or to teach them about review management, because a lot of the leisure industry, like the companies, are on Zoever Booking.com, and people write reviews about them, and the companies, some of them don't react to the reviews, or they react in a negative way, and we try to educate them how important it is that they have good ratings on those platforms, because consumers are always looking there for information, so you cannot not manage it.
So the thing you're actually telling me is that it's very diverse and it's
Yes.
from all places. Actually.
Yes. So you have a lot to explore. Yes, and a lot of different options.
Nice. Well, I really want to thank you for this interview. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot, actually. So that's something that really will help me in my study. And I hope to speak to you soon again.
Sure. Thank you very much.